Handgun Hunting and Field, and welcome to wonderful windy Wyoming again. Today we're going to do some testing with cutting edge bullets, Handgun Raptor's factory loaded ammunition. There's lots of data on Handgun Hunting and Field.blog where you've seen me shoot elk and stuff and do some post impact or post animal recovery autopsies of the shot. There's lots of data there. I don't video in the field during the hunt, so you can't see the reaction on game. What we're going to do here today is we're going to shoot some produce and some water, all in the name of science, of course. And we're even going to do some penetration tests with their solid load. What we're going to do is I'm going to basically zero these guns on the metal target, make sure that I'm not going to shoot my table, and then we're going to shoot through these different targets here. As you may or may not know, nothing reacts the same as live tissue does. So this is just to gather some data in the field, let you see some impacts, let you see what the bullets do, and hopefully start forming an opinion on them. And you put this together with what we got on the blog that's actually happening on live tissue, you can probably draw a pretty solid conclusion on how they work. So what we're going to be shooting is we're going to start off with the CZ75 at 9mm. Why the CZ75? The CZ has the shortest throw that I know of at 9mm. It's very critical of different projectile shapes. If this factory loaded ammunition feeds and cycles in this gun, it should work in every other gun out there, within reason, of course. But this 90 grain bullet right here, I clocked it at 1370 out of this gun on a previous range trip. It's moving right on along. Don't let the weight be something in that gets in your head as saying lacking penetration. We've seen the 357-105 completely exit mule deer size animals on a Texas high fence hunt. We've seen the 460 exit elk at 220 yards. We have data on that. We've seen the 44s completely pass through elk, and I never have cup and core do that consistently. So don't let the lightweight confuse you. The speed with these things and the way they work is amazing. We have a whole article out there on how the bullets work. You should definitely read that at Handgun Hunting and Field.blog, and it'll help you put all this together. Let's say 90 grain in this. We're going to watch it feed and cycle. Say if it feeds into CZ, it should feed in anything. We're going to use the spore because I shoot spores a lot. We're going to be shooting their 140 grain Handgun Raptor and their PhD line of ammunition out of this, as well as their 165 solid. With the 165 solid, I'm going to put some plywood in front of one of these targets here so you can see that it's going to penetrate a piece of plywood and go through. What does that show? It's going to penetrate a hard medium and keep on going. When would you use a solid? In a sub-caliber gun, like say maybe your 9 or your 357 and a short-barreled gun, it comes into play for like bear defense kind of stuff or other big critters that you need penetration for. A hollow point may not be the best choice for this on a large critter like that because you have so much velocity loss due to the short barrel. So it's an option. It's something you got to consider when you're thinking about, say, if you're fly fishing bear defense gun, if you're up there fishing in Alaska or the western side of Wyoming or Montana or whatever where there's grizzlies. Something to consider. Say a solid bullet for that to drive right through. Then what we're going to do for our control test on the extreme side, I've taken a lot of game with this 460 X&W XVR with Ultra Dot on it. 220 yard elk, close elk, and so forth. They're on the blog. You can read about them. You can see wound channels. We're going to probably devastate something with this 240 grain hand load, cutting edge Handgun Raptor. They do not factory load this ammo yet. Hopefully they will in the future. But say this is our control because we have so much other data with it, and it's gonna make a pretty explosion for the camera and look all neat on YouTube. All right, so stand by. We're gonna do some shooting. We'll get these guns zeroed and get on blowing up water jugs and cantaloupe. .90 grain, cutting edge, PhD, Handgun Raptor, water jug. 90 grain, PhD, Handgun Raptor, cantaloupe. .140 grain, 357 Magnum, Handgun Raptor, PhD, ammo, spore 357. 140 grain, 357 Handgun Raptor, spore, cantaloupe. 165 grains, solid, cutting edge factory load, Spore 357. Water jug through the plywood. Now before it runs out, I'm gonna hurry up and do 2 water jugs through the plywood. Same load, 2 water jugs through the plywood. Cutting edge 165, factory load, Spore 357, plywood and cantaloupe. Smith & Wesson 460, 240 grain, cutting edge hand load, 2 water jugs, plywood in the middle. Well, as you can see, I got a little wet from the 460 XVR. It's a little extreme on the damaging side there to targets, and water is a big brake pedal when a bullet hits it. Make sure you check out handgunhuntingafield.blog. You can read all the blogs there and see actual photos from wound channels on game, and nothing compares to what it does on game. Hopefully here you saw a little bit of how it penetrates and still transfers energy. Say, I promise you, they're all more dramatic in live tissue, and you'll see that on the blog with the animals taken. Expect straight line penetration from the base of the bullet after fracturing happens. When fracturing, before it happens there and as it's expanding, you get a wound channel equal to or greater than what a jacketed hollow point type bullet does. We have pictures on there of 1.75 inch permanent wound channels from the 460 XVR on elk. And we have other wound channel pictures from 44s and so forth. It kills game absolutely phenomenal. If it works in that tissue, it'll work in any type of tissue without me being specific. Consider those solids if you're going out in the dangerous bear country, say fly fishing or hiking or whatever, for your carry gun. Give them a look. Cutting edge will get it done. It's the most accurate bullet in the extreme long range matches. There's no reason to think it wouldn't be the most accurate bullet in your handgun as well. And their terminal performance can't be matched by anything else. Thank you for watching Handgun Hunting Afield. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you check out our blog. And if you have any questions, shoot us an email.